Good evening. Welcome to the September 25th Lebanon Board of Works meeting. Our first order of business will be the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, move on to the roll call members. Madam Clerk, call roll, please.
Mayor Gentry.
Here.
Becky McClure.
Present.
Bill Stoner.
Present.
Dick Robertson is absent this evening. Alan Milburn.
Present.
Thanks.
All right, we're going to hold on the minutes for next meeting.
Yes.
Next will be department head reports. First up will be police department. No, nobody? Fire department then.
I'm not Chief Morgan.
No, you don't look like it.
A little taller.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Since the last Board of Public Works and Safety meeting, Lebanon Fire has made 108 emergency calls of service, logged 317 hours of training, completed 9 commercial pre-plans, participated in 2 TAC meetings, performed 69 commercial inspections, and assisted with 2 public education events. During the last 2 weeks, fire hose and fire pump testing was completed to NFPA standards 1962 and 1911. September 18th, LFD and Boone County EMS assisted Crown Point Assisted Living with an evacuation drill. We do this 2 times a year. We set up a mock disaster, a fire, evacuate all the residents, and use their accountability system. That really helps them with their insurance and shows that they're very proactive with the residents, and they do a great job. On September 23rd, LFD Station 11 hosted a free car seat clinic that was very well attended. Today through Wednesday, LFD firefighters are participating in grain bin rescue training. This is at the Boone County Fairgrounds and hosted by Co-Alliance. This has been a great training opportunity. We are set up for grain bin rescues. This facility, they bring it in on a trailer and they can simulate everything. There's half of a grain bin there. It's just an excellent opportunity for our department to get out and exercise those skills. Firefighters are currently completing their annual DARI scans. DARI is able to fully evaluate someone's muscular skeletal abilities, and it's kind of a preemptive into looking for injuries before they happen. It's a part of our physical and mental assessment that we put our firefighters through each year. You know, we want to take care of them and make sure that they're able to do their job, and this is something that we offer. That's all I have for this evening.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions for Chief from the board?
No.
Public? Okay, thanks, sir. Next will be Parks Department. We have Logan Banks tonight. Logan?
Good evening. Yes, Logan Banks. It's my first time here, actually, so hello. And I'll be reading John's notes. First, we'll start off with, we removed a few trees on the northeast corner of Memorial Park over by the Ulan entrance. Splash pad at Abner Longley actually closed down today. So we had a good season with that as well. Let's see. We were talking about maybe changing up a couple features on the splash pad next season as well, but we'll be talking with Sphere Corporation in regards to that, see what they have available and what would be best for the splash pad. We also had Colonial Market Days a couple weekends ago at Abner. It was a huge success, along with beautiful weather. We'll be working on the grounds for the next few weeks at Memorial and Abner. We'll be starting to start fertilizing, aerating, and seeding. We also have a few more trees that we need to remove, but we'll also start planting a couple other trees as well. Let's see. So the big thing is we have the Global Day of Service for Eli Lilly coming up. So we've been planning on that. We had some good meetings last week and this week, and we'll continue to get everything together to make that go as smooth as possible. basically around 150 volunteers, give or take. Will be coming out Thursday. We are very excited to have them here and help with many of the projects that we have going on throughout our parks. Some of the projects will be cleaning flower beds, mulching, painting, power washing, etc. Lincoln, Lebanon, and Civil War reenactment, that will be taking place next weekend, or excuse me, this weekend. That will be held at Memorial Park, Friday through Sunday. Our annual Pumpkins in the Park will take place this year on Saturday, October 28th, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. The cost will be $5 per person. That includes pumpkin painting, s'mores, hay rides, and more. We hope to see you all there. Thank you.
Thank you, Logan. Any questions for Logan from the board? No. From the public? All right, got off easy. Thanks, Logan.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, next will be Engineering Department, Kevin Krillick. Okay, wait, Chief.
Thank you, board members. Engineering report for this evening, September 25th. Just a quick update, we're still working on getting some trench drain and paver maintenance scheduled for the square. As soon as I have a definitive date on that, we'll let everybody know. If it happens before this next meeting, we'll just put that out on social media so that the public can understand what to look for. Won't be any major road closures or anything, but there will be some work within the street as those things happen. Other projects around town, though, some of the minor projects, the Riley Road widening project, we are moving forward with preparation of bid documents. We'll be bidding that in the fourth quarter for spring construction. Fordyce Street, not a minor project, a major project actually in 2024. Again, also looking to bid in the fourth quarter of this year. We've started conversations with bond counsel and our financial advisors to develop the funding strategy so that we can present those to the council here later in the year for those decisions. Big Four Trail expansion. Happy to report that all the mile marker signage from the northern county line south down to the Menards Trailhead location have all been installed. There's a few additional urban sections that are supposed to be installed later this week, pending some utility locates. And as soon as they wrap up the signage installation on those mile marker signage, they'll be moving forward with wayfinding signage. I'm told that the utility locations will be called in towards the end of this week in preparation for that installation. Also, happy to report the epoxy railroad markings downtown on West Main Street and on South Meridian have all been completed, and we're pretty pleased with the results there. Other projects around town, the Elizaville Road drainage project, still waiting on resolution with a couple of property owners. Really, we have one primary property owner that we need a significant easement off of, and we're still, I reached out to that homeowner again today to see if we can't put that behind us. At this point, though, I think best case, if we get the easements in place in the next 2 months, we'll be looking at fourth quarter bidding. There'll be a lot of fourth quarter bidding projects, as you've probably heard me announce. Also on that front, we've also engaged Banning Engineering. They were highly recommended by the county surveyor's office to do some drainage studies and make proposals associated with the Chadwick ditch, the ditch that runs along the north side of Chadwick. The only ditch that I'm aware of in town that is really maintained by the city. Most of the other ditches are county regulated. So we're going to work on some drainage studies to help improve the situation there. Whit Road project over on the west side of town from Lafayette Avenue north to just north of Austin Drive. Preliminary field check plans are scheduled to be completed around October 9th for a preliminary field check meeting with utility companies on October 24th. CSX crossing upgrades. So these are crossing upgrades that are being done across the region, including about 20 crossings across the county that will involve rolling closures. Here is the most recent updated schedule I have, and literally got this updated just a couple of hours ago. I'm kind of going across the county, so some of these are really outside of city limits, but just to let all of our friends that may be listening know, County Road 550 South, County Road 500 South, those crossings are already closed and is scheduled to be closed today and tomorrow. County Road 400 South and County Road 450 South are expected to close tomorrow and be completed by Wednesday. County Road 250 South, State Road 39, County Road 125 South, Enterprise Drive. So everything from 250 South, out there south of the Fieldhouse project, to the Enterprise Drive crossing in the business park, those are all scheduled to close on Wednesday morning and be completed through Wednesday and Thursday before those reopen. Those are probably some important ones. I'm going to make sure people heard that. So we've got 39 South closed on Wednesday and Thursday, and Enterprise Drive closed on Wednesday and Thursday. Probably our two most busiest roads that will have these CSX closures on. So want to make sure people hear those. The work then continues to the north. Probably the following week, so Monday the 2nd, through that week, you'll see closures on County Road 300 North and a closure on State Road 47 for those crossing upgrades. So a lot of that work going on throughout the city and the county, and being done by our friends at CSX, and we're just trying to update people as best we can as we get those schedule updates from the railroad company. Crossings that are skipped, equally as important. There will be no work and no closures associated with the John Shaw Road crossing, the County Road 250 and the County Road 250 North crossing, as well as crossings at 375 North and 450 North, and those crossings are really delayed and off the list because of there will be additional work on those crossings associated with the Lilly project. So,
On those,
Yeah.
is there a defined detour route that they'll post signs for, or is it just kind of?
there will be defined, it's my understanding there'll be defined detour routes when they're closing state roads. But when they are closing the local,
roads.
county, and city roads, there will not be defined detour routes.
There will be one for when they close 39. That's the one I'm most worried about when they.
Yes, there will be one on 39, there will be one on 47.
Yep.
But those will be state-issued detour routes, so the state does not detour state routes onto local roads. So the detour routes will be onto other state and/or federal highways. So not always the most convenient detour route, and people will find local detour routes. And the county is also working to close some of the county roads in the area of the Lilly project, the LEAP district, because those roads just can't handle the 47 traffic because of weight-rated structures and/or low crossings of other railroad crossings. So bear with us. Closures are 1 to 2 days max as they roll through the county and complete these closures, and then continue on up into Clinton County. Grant Street, another one of our favorite projects. Work continues there. Work around the intersection of Ann and Williams. The asphalt base leveling, wedge and level work has been done. So that is not to final grade, but I think if you've driven through that area in the last couple of days, you'll see that the intensity of the slope going up to that intersection has been softened as that road has been regraded back to the west. And the work also in that corner on the retaining walls is also done. Sidewalks around that retaining wall is getting wrapped up. And then primarily the rest of the work is happening over on the west half, or phase 3 of the primary Grant Street project between the bridge north to Fordyce. Work going on there right now includes storm sewer work primarily and subgrade preparation. So we're trying to keep driveways open at all times, but due to some of the subgrade preparation, undercutting for bad soils, awful soils that we're seeing in that area, that have to be undercut and removed, there's just no way to supplement them to make them more structurally sound. So we're undercutting those areas as they expose themselves through testing and removing that and then bringing the grade back up in stone. So we're still working through that, still under a schedule that shows surfacing of that road by the end of the year, but a lot of work has to happen between now and then. There's also been a request from the contractor because of the tree plantings. Not surprisingly, some of the trees are what we would call spring tree planting trees and are best to be planted in the spring. So there'll probably at least tree planting still happening in the spring of next year. But the road is scheduled to open before the year is out.
Kevin?
Yes.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
On the part that's been completed, the east side, you got those little, what I'll just call little cutouts for a vehicle or something to
Yeah,
park.
parking spaces, yeah.
But they're about the size to accommodate a golf cart. I've seen already pickup trucks sitting in there and they're out in the street. And I don't know from a safety standpoint how that's all going to work out, but they just, I'm just raising the question.
Understood. I think, the parking's, the dimension of those spaces, I believe, is 9 by 22. So they're bigger than, say, parking spaces we have on the square. So I think there is some perception there, or there's some poor parking abilities there that might be the culprit of that. But again, that's also part of how we try to enact traffic calming devices to try to slow people down. So the lanes are intentionally narrower, adding parking along the streets, adding street trees and street lights. Those are all things that decrease driver comfort and hopefully get people to slow down as they drive through the area. And then also the parking protects pedestrians that may be walking along the roads.
Well, I know it's an accommodation to try and
It
help,
is.
but at the same time, I already have some concerns about what's going to happen when it's finished and people park the kind of vehicles and all. It's just like there's not, it's going to be could be a safety issue is all I'm saying.
Understood. We'll keep an eye on it.
All right.
But that is the reasoning behind all of those decisions. Jump up to Stone Eater Bike Park. We've got bid openings. Probably some potential bidders are watching this meeting as we speak because this will be the first time we've offered virtual or online bid opening. It's a system we've been looking at for the last couple of weeks. A system that's already in place in other towns like Fishers and Fort Wayne. And so because of the nature of the bidders that are all out of state, we felt it was important at their request also to offer that online virtual bidding platform for them. So there's no additional cost to the city to develop this platform. It's all through an existing website, and I think you'll see us use that a lot more in the future. But the bid opening for the cross-country and skills trails is later this evening, later in your agenda. And we have 4 potential bidders that have been pre-qualified, I believe 3 that have submitted bid packages. Additional bid packages will come out as we go later into the year and into the spring for signage, off-site trail connections, asphalt trail connections, and interpretive signage to honor Chief Stone Eater and the WIA heritage. The LEAP District also talk about some other road closures and road improvements. Happy to report now that the city and the county have now issued all permits associated with those off-site road improvements at County Road 375, County Road 450 North, the new eastern bypass between 375 and 450 North, and Northern Wet Road, or County Road 150 from 450 North to 47, including a bridge reconstruction, as well as including all widening of the street because all right-of-way is now under contract, and there will be no need to reduce the width of that road as it is reconstructed. So those are good news from a public safety standpoint. Road closures, previously they were going to be closing County Road 375 on the 18th. They have delayed that until mid-October. As they're waiting for materials and things to be delivered associated with the bridge and other projects there. County County Road 150 or Witt Road from 450 north. 247 has been closed to all but local traffic, so if you still live in that area, obviously you can get there, and the contractors will maintain that access at all times. There are additional other short-term closures. Those previous closures I mentioned will really run through the end of the year at 375 and North Witt Road. There's also construction of that eastern bypass that will happen throughout the remainder of the year, pending some remaining drainage approvals. But there's some additional short-term closures. I mentioned this before, but really at the intersection of County Road 300 North and US 52, originally those closures were scheduled to start today. Those have been delayed till the 2nd of October, so they've been delayed a week. Essentially, the median cut on 52 will be closed as they begin to add turn lanes on 52 and widen that median cut. So effectively, 300 North will be a right-in, right-out only situation. So you'll be able to go northbound on 52, turn right onto 300 and go east. You'll be able to go west on 300, turn right onto 52 and go north. Also near that intersection, and those right-in, right-out situations will last from Monday the 2nd until October 20th. Then there will be, then that weekend of the 20th is when there's the massive concrete pour for their LP2 plant. And then the following week, when we get to October 23rd, there will be some additional restrictions at 300 North and at 300 North and 52. It will be closed to westbound traffic only as they do some of the widening on 52. And then on October 28th and 29th, that's a weekend, there will be a full closure of 300 North just east of 52 while they install storm sewer across 300 North. Then after that, they jump over to the intersection of 339 for some intersection improvements there and temporary signals as those get installed at that intersection. And last but certainly not least, our inspection department is still busy. Don't imagine that slowing down anytime soon. Since the 11th, they've done 9 SWIP inspections, 7 right-of-way inspections, responded to 3 complaints, and are working on a number of projects throughout the various construction process. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. Any questions for Kevin from the board? No. From the public? Yep. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next will be Planning Department, Ben Bontrager.
Good evening, board members. Since your last meeting on September 11th, the Planning Department has completed 73 additional building inspections and issued 62 building permits. And of those 62 permits, 4 of those were new single-family homes. So we're seeing very regular, about 3 to 6, about every 2 weeks, permits that are being pulled, new single-family. So we continue to remain active there. Expect to see that to pick up as we go into next year. We got a lot of residential neighborhoods that are gearing up for spring construction, so expect to see a lot of activity there. On the code enforcement side, again, continue to remain busy. Had a lot of activities related to existing cases that were being addressed, about 54 different activities over the last couple of weeks, and then did have 12 new cases that we are addressing now as we speak, that came up since September 11th. One last final thing, we got a number of planning staff members who will be attending the Indiana American Planning Association Fall Conference next week on Thursday and Friday. So it's a good opportunity to sit in sessions and learn what some of other communities in Indiana are doing to help their communities, and then also just interact with other professionals in our industry and learn from them things that they're doing. So good opportunity for staff to be able to interact with other communities and find out what's working there. So that's all that I have for this evening.
Where's the conference been?
It's in Syracuse, Indiana.
Syracuse, okay.
Yeah.
Good. Any questions for Ben from the board? From the public? Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next is Street and Stormwater Department, Dave Newell.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Let's see, we've been out, believe it or not, we got to mow today. It's been a while, but finally got to mow again. Filling some potholes, mostly in our alley areas, but trying to get ahead of those when we don't have as many on the street, which ain't a bad thing. Still picking up our trash and our easements like usual. Brush week went really amazing it was last week, but 3 days instead of a week and a half. And then the second chipper, we shut it down, got that crew to do something else, and went ahead and ran the other one just to keep the whole week going like we promised we would, and went amazing. So that's great. Instead of a week and a half, we knocked it way down, and we got 36,650 pounds of brush. So, still out there. But repaired about 6 drains since the last Board of Works meeting on our stormwater side, so they're staying very active as well. You've probably seen them around. They were doing some just right down the road here, or maybe that way now. But the last date for Brush Week for the 2023 season is October 16th through the 20th. And right after that, we'll be jumping into leaf season, so that's why we cut that one off there. We finally got our 4th leafer back. They had it since November, so we're ready to go again. They'll come up next week probably and service them. We just get them serviced and ready to go, and we're ready to go for the season. Update on the new street department. Their Corson was fired today doing some stuff, and then they'll be there next Monday wrapping up that, and we should be pretty good after that. Hopefully we get the move-in date and we can shuffle some things around. I know Kevin and might have to shuffle some things around, so hopefully it works out for everybody. We can get in there. And that's all I got.
Okay. Thank you, Dave. Alan?
Yeah, quick question.
Sure.
I think right now, the first pickup of the month on trash is a heavy trash day.
I don't think it's the first, it's confusing because I don't think it's the first
First full
pickup
week.
week. It's the first full week
Yeah.
of the
Okay.
month. So yours might be, if it's, yours trash is Wednesday, just because it's the first Wednesday and the first month of the day is Wednesday, then that's technically not, it's the next
Be
week.
the next one.
It's the
But
first,
what
am I
is
saying that right, I think? Tanya,
what's
or-
considered heavy trash? I see, living room furniture, couches, all these kind
Yeah,
of things. Are they
refrigerators, I think as long as the Freon's out, pretty much anything.
Okay.
I think they limit it to one item, I mean, you
Yeah,
can't,
one large item.
but,
Okay.
Or a second trash bin as well can count as
Yeah.
heavy trash too, so.
but it's
Okay.
kind of
There-
confusing.
There's actually a
'cause
list on our website. It
Yeah.
has
Okay.
details all
But
the.
it's just if you can remember the first full week, not necessarily your first trash day, unless it's the first full week.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Dave from the board? The public? Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
All right, next will be Communications and Community Development. Jill Page.
Good evening, everyone. Please get your calendars ready. A couple of different invites to pass along for you. The first one is happening on Tuesday, October 3rd, as Dave was kind of talking about putting the finishing touches on the new street department garage. The public is invited to attend a ribbon cutting for that street department garage on Tuesday, October 3rd at 9:30 a.m. There'll be some refreshments there. There'll be some tours as well. A really, really great new facility for our street department. That is located at 321 Mount Zion Road. And so beautiful facility there again, October 3rd, 9:30 a.m., refreshments, tours, all those things. The next day, the day after, Wednesday, October 4th, the public is invited to attend our next Eclipse 2024 meeting. We're making some headway towards planning for what is shaping up to be true to the billing of being a significant event, with Lebanon being in the path of totality. That event, that meeting will take place at 10 a.m. At the Lebanon Public Library. Again, that's on Wednesday, October 4th. Public's invited. Would love to hear some great ideas, some fun things that can be added to enhance the experience of the eclipse that will be taking place in October of 2024. And then we just reached a milestone with our Love in Lebanon podcast. We do our social media, we do some things on YouTube as well, as you're seeing at home, and also we do a podcast as well. We reached 15,000 all-time downloads earlier today, and so I appreciate everyone that goes on and takes a look and takes a listen at our podcast. Like I said, we go through different social media channels and on YouTube as well. Last week we talked to former LHS football player, Purdue football player, NFL football player as well, Craig Terrell. They kind of talked about some different things in his life, what brought him back to Lebanon. Tomorrow morning, you'll hear from Anna Hale. She is an intern in the mayor's office, the communications and community development intern. She'd like to be a news reporter one day, and she certainly has the energy to do just that. And then after that, we'll be talking with Allison Gutwein. That'll be the following week with the Boone County CVB. And so talking about Eclipse things, so we're wrapping it up here, of her excitement about the county and then kind of what we're doing from a tourism perspective and the growth that we're seeing. And of course, if you have an episode idea you'd like to pass along, the email address is pretty easy to remember. It's Lebanon, no G, Lebanon at lebanon.in.gov.
Thank you, Joe. Any questions for Joe from the board? Okay, from the public? All right, and last but not least, Chief Morgan, Police Department.
I apologize, running a little late.
You're all good.
All right, so since our last meeting, the Lebanon Police Department has responded to 571 calls for service. 24 people were arrested for the following crime. 4 for operating while intoxicated, 9 were wanted on a warrant, 1 for trespassing, 1 for domestic battery, 1 for resisting law enforcement, and then we had 8 drug-related charges. In that same time frame, 21 crash reports were taken, and our TASER instructors, Lieutenant Knox and Officers Hampshire and Custis, certified Advanced PD, all their officers with TASERs. They did that up there at LPD. Officer Nathan Hosfield attended a counter-ambush training for police officers in Danville. Unfortunately, that is on the rise. Since 2016, it's up 165% from what it used to be. I think that goes along with what's been going on in the nation. So then on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, Catherine Cooper and Amy Blackett are going to be putting on domestic violence training for all of the LPD officers. They're from the prosecutor's office. And then I guess the 3 that we had you guys interview, they have moved on to the public safety medical portion. We're past the polygraphs now, so we have that. And then Brianna Deckard is still at her all-inclusive vacation in Plainfield. She should be done with that in December.
Okay.
That's all I
Chief.
have.
And that was the academy, just to clarify. That was,
Yeah, I'm sorry, that was ILEA, the police academy.
Just want to clarify. Any questions for Chief from the board,
Thank you, Chief.
from the public? Okay, thank you, sir.
Hey.
All right, next will be old business. There's nothing on my agenda. Anything from the board? Okay. New business then. First item up is a street closure request from the Heart of Lebanon for the Fall Festival.
Good evening, Missy Krulik with the Heart of Lebanon. If you remember back on July 24th, you approved a street closure for the Fall Festival that's coming up this Saturday, September 30th, from 12 to 5 p.m. in downtown Lebanon. And I missed asking you for permission to serve alcohol at the event, to have that present on the streets. The committee has invited Clues Brews and that sports bar to be a part of the event, so I needed to get that approval from you.
Okay. Any questions or concerns? Okay.
Can we do that? I mean,
Yeah, so we always have to approve if there's going to be,
that's what I thought.
the ordinance requires the Board of Works to approve that if they choose to serve alcohol beverages. So obviously you still have to comply with all state laws and all that stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
With that, would entertain a motion then to approve the alcohol request concerning the Fall Festival.
I make a motion and we approve the alcohol request for the Fall Festival.
Motion, is there a second? Second from Judge. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is approved. Thank you, Missy.
Thank you.
Best of luck with your event. All right, next will be an outdoor seating public sidewalk request from the Boone County Jail Distillery. Kevin?
Thank you very much. Similar vein of request here, although this is more of a long-term request. I should introduce Jackie Johnson with the Boone County Jail Distillery is also in the room. Happy to answer any questions, but I will kind of walk you through this. So if you go back to 2017, 2018, when we were doing the Courthouse Square project, we acquired right-of-way from Sean Stoller, the then owner and current owner of the Boone County Jail Distillery, in order to build that plaza that sits southeast of the distillery, the northwest corner of Meridian and Washington. And and we built that plaza on that corner there. At the time we built it, it was always envisioned that someday that might allow a user on that corner to be able to use that plaza for outdoor dining and seating and food and beverage uses. So that is what is before you tonight. In fact, if I'll share my screen here, I can show you what we're talking about here. Oh, I just accidentally closed the file. 1 second here. So this is an idea of what they will be doing. They will be using whiskey barrels to create a barrier. There will be chains between the whiskey barrels. There will be a sign that will be installed somewhere in the vicinity. The actual approval of the whiskey barrels and the sign, that will have to go through the HPC, Historic Preservation Commission, before they can get approval. But generally speaking, in some sort of form similar to what you see on the picture, they would like to develop an outdoor seating venue and have that outdoor seating venue permitted to serve alcohol within the public right-of-way. So basically, everything that is in concrete outside the jail distillery is public right-of-way, and so that's the nature of the request, to allow them to use that public right-of-way for outdoor seating and for the serving of alcoholic beverages. Obviously, any approval, if the board would so choose, would be subject to HPC approvals for the actual mechanisms and how those would be installed.
So similar to kind of the alley for the chop house, nothing.
Not unlike the similar action this board has taken in the past to allow for outdoor seating and alcoholic beverages to be consumed on public property in the alley next to the chop house.
Any questions for Kevin on that?
So the seating will be on both sides of the barrel? And
No, the seating will be between the barrels and the building. There will still be an open, maintained public sidewalk around that
On
corner.
the other side?
Yes.
Yep. And it has to be a physical separation, so that's what they have to be connected to.
The barrels will also be weighted down with water, is my understanding. That will be emptied in the winter months and the barrels brought inside. But so they will be secure. They won't, they'll weigh, I think, roughly 300 to 350 pounds when they're full of water. Probably not going to go anywhere, so.
Will that be on the south, the front, or the south?
Yep.
As well as on the
No, it's
east
just kind of
side?
the southeast corner of the building
Just
is
the
where.
south, okay.
Yeah.
So kind of between the ramp down and then up to their front steps.
Yeah.
kind of that.
Essentially what we saw in the picture behind the barrel.
Exactly,
actually.
yeah.
Okay.
That was my question. Okay.
Yep.
Any other questions, concerns on that? No. Then we'll entertain a motion then to approve the outdoor seating area, including the permission to serve alcohol in the public right-of-way request from the Boone County Jail Distillery.
I'd make a motion to approve the request as presented.
Motion approved, is there a second?
Second?
Second from Bill. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, that should be a really cool venue. Good luck with that. Thank you. All right, next will be bid opening for Stony Acre Bike Park, cross-country and skills trails. Kevin.
Thank you very much. So this is for trail building. This is actual for mountain bike off-road trail surfaces. We have 3 bid packages. I mentioned earlier, we now have an online portal for bidding. 2 bid packages were submitted through the online portal. 1 I'm actually holding in my hands. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So this is our online bidding portal. As you can see there, we've confirmed this is all bid law compliant with the state of Indiana. The bid has closed at this point. That clock has ticked all the way down, and we are ready to open bids. So before I get into the virtual bids, though, I will open the 1 hard copy plan that we received. This is from Tom Ritz Designs LLC, also known as Pump Tracks USA. So it appears as though the bid form is attached. There is a cashier's check associated with the bid surety. Bid bond is also provided. and the Form 96. So those are the bidding requirements. And I'll now read the bid proposal form. So under the base bid amount for the cross-country trails only, the bid amount is $264,000. That's 264,000.00. The alternate bid A is for this is for Skills Trail 1 is for $16,000. That's 16000.00. Skills Trail 2, alternate bid B, is for $20,000, 20000.00. Alternate bid C, Skills Trail C, is for $43,000, 43000.00. So again, that is the bid proposal form for Pump Tracks USA. Now, if I'll switch over to the screen sharing here. There we go. So 2 bids were received from Progressive Trail Design and Steele and Associates. And we can see here that they properly uploaded, they properly show that they received the addenda. They properly uploaded a bid bond. They properly uploaded their Form 96. And let's see. Sorry, 1 second here. So I think I have to actually show that I open these before it opens the next portal. So there is the proposal form. So again, this is for Progressive Trail Design. The base bid amount is for $438,500. The alternate bid A amount for Skills Trail 1 is $51,077.98. Alternate bid B, Skills Trail 2, $63,487.47. Alternate bid C for $140,464.43. Again, that is the bid from Progressive Trail Designs. The bid from Steele and Associates. Here we go. With a base bid of $353,760.00. Alternate bid A for Skills Trail 1, $17,600. Alternate bid B for Skills Trail 2, $22,000. Alternate bid C for Skills Trail 3 for $47,520. Again, that was for Steele and Associates. So that is all the bids that we have received. This was a qualified bidding scenario, so we have interviewed these potential bidders and have scored their abilities. And so we will take that into consideration and be back to issue a recommendation on award at your next meeting.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. And that next meeting will be October 10th at 5:30 PM. So, okay. Next will be, is it contract recommendation or is it bid opening for the fencing repairs and upgrades?
Yeah, so the next items that we have for you, let's see, the first one is the fencing. So on the fencing, this was a relatively small package, so this was less than $50,000. And according to public work law, this just requires us to request quotes on a more personal basis with no formal quoting or bid process associated with this. So for the fencing, So for the fencing, we actually reached out to 5 different potential contractors. Summers Agricultural Fencing, Indiana Agricultural Fencing, Trees R Us Incorporated, Wayne J. Kramer Incorporated, and ICR Fence Company. ICR Fence Company did not respond to our request to quote the project. Trees R Us and Wayne Kramer actually passed on the project and recommended the other 2 bidders that, or quoters that submitted quotes. So we have 2 quotes that were received from Summers Ag Fencing and Indiana Agricultural Fencing. The Summers Ag Fencing was for a total of $29,272.60, which equates to about $4.58 per lineal foot, and the Indiana Agricultural Fencing quote totaled $33,725 or $6.61 a foot. So it was my recommendation that you authorize me, subject to legal review, and authorize the mayor to execute contracts, that we would enter into a contract with Summers Agricultural Fencing to install additional fencing and make fencing repairs around the bike park.
Okay. Any questions on that from the board? Okay, then would entertain a motion then to authorize Kevin to enter into a contract with Summers Agricultural Fencing,
Yes.
pending final legal review, and authorizing us to sign on our behalf as well.
I make a motion as presented that we accept the Summers Ag Fencing.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Judge. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is approved. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you very much.
Next
Next
is-
one is seeding. This is really seeding services associated with the bike park. This is in order to stabilize the site, not the full site, but this gives us a good perimeter stabilization of the site, and we'll get us a start on that perimeter prairie grass seeding. Again, this falls into the $50,000 to $150,000 category, which requires us to invite 3 persons to bid and to send out those invitations at least 7 days prior to receiving the quotes. So we did do that, and we sent out quotes to 6 actual contractors, or quote request to 6 actual contractors. Sorry for the typo there, not Williams Creed, but Williams Creek Management, Stantec, Ecologic, Slusser's Green Thumb, Roudabush Grading, and Wayne J. Kramer. So not all of them received, submitted quotes back to us. As you can see there, Williams Creek submitted a quote, Stantec submitted a quote, Roudabush and Wayne Kramer submitted a quote. And the low quote is actually from Williams Creek Management for $99,930. So, similar to the last one, I would ask for my recommendation for you is to award this quote and contract for perimeter seating to Williams Creek Management, and subject to legal review and authorizing the mayor to execute those contracts.
Any question on that from the board?
No.
Okay, would entertain a motion then to approve as presented?
I make a motion that we approve as presented for the Williams Creek Management.
Okay, we motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Alan. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is approved.
Thank you very much.
All right, there's a late addition here. I realize it's September, it's going to be October here soon, so our favorite meeting of the year, we're going to set our official trick-or-treat hours for Halloween. So I would propose, I'd actually make a motion that we set the trick-or-treating hours for Halloween on October 31st, which is a Tuesday, from 6 to 9 p.m. per tradition. Second from anybody?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we.
No, I made the motion already.
Oh, you,
Yep.
second, yeah.
There we go,
I'm
motion
sorry.
and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed? All right, so there you go. Heard it here first, Halloween, or trick-or-treat hours on Halloween, 6 to 9 p.m. Tell your friends, spread on social media, have fun. Okay. That concludes what I have for new business. Anything else from the board? Okay, move on to claims. Would entertain a motion concerning the claims.
I make a motion we approve the claims.
The motion approves. Is there a second? Second from Judge. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, any announcements or discussion? Okay, would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, is there a second?
Second.
Second from Alan, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, our next Board of Works meeting will be Tuesday, October 10th at 5:30 PM. Our city council is up next. We are adjourned.